The Israel-Hamas conflict has now entered the second month. The conflict has resulted into untold human tragedy, devastation of families and mass exodus. And as the people of Israel and Gaza mourn their losses, the international diplomacy has failed to yield any significant result in resolving the conflict, which is only spilling over to other regions as well. Let us take a more deeper look into what all has gone around in the recent past of the conflict and where is it heading.
Death, displacement, destruction continues as the conflict between Israel and Hamas wages on. 7th November marked a month of the ongoing conflict, which has now claimed the lives of thousands of people. Israel launched a strong counteroffensive in Hamas-controlled Gaza, following a deadly terrorist attack by Hamas inside Israel. However, a month later, both sides mourn the people who have lost their lives in the ongoing conflict. Israel held a national day of mourning on Tuesday, 30 days after Hamas launched a surprise attack on the country on October 7, killing more than 1,400 people and injuring over 7,000. In Tel Aviv, people gathered to light candles, grieve the loss of their family members, friends and neighbors, and call for the safe return of the estimated 240 people held hostage by Hamas in Gaza.
This is the first time that Israel has finally said, okay, we're putting our foot down. We care about the global attention and what everyone thinks, but still we have over 240 people out there, our brothers, sisters, mothers, and we'll do anything that we need to bring them back.
I feel sad, I feel resigned. I don't know how, I no longer know if we know what we're doing or anyone knows what they're doing.
Meanwhile, in Gaza, the Hamas-controlled health ministry puts the loss of lives at a much greater amount, claiming over 10,000 deaths, mostly civilians.
There are no available places for us to move to, so we stayed in our houses until today. We did not leave our houses. We stayed in the area just as we are.
Over the past 12 days, thousands of Israeli troops have encircled Gaza City, effectively cutting the densely populated coastal enclave into two, as they look to hunt down and eliminate Hamas fighters. While the offensive continues, concerns of a spillover of the conflict are visible in the entire region, with no sight of de-escalation. The United Nations has said that whatever has been done so far to end the conflict has been too little, too late.
It's absolutely essential that all hostages are released immediately and unconditionally. Terrible, catastrophic, I'd say, humanitarian situation. Lack of medicine in hospitals. So it is absolutely essential to have a flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza that corresponds to the dramatic needs that the population is facing. We are in intense negotiations with Israel, with the US, with Egypt, in order to make sure that we have an effective humanitarian aid to Gaza. Until now, it has been too little, too late.
The conflict has already claimed the lives of a record 92 staffers of the United Nations, journalists and doctors. And while there are no signs of an end to the violence, it is the civilians, including women and children, who are paying the highest price.